Well, 2017 is over. Where in the heck did that time go? Hey everybody, welcome back to the homestead. This is Kevin and Sarah with Living Traditions Homestead, and we cannot believe that 2017 is over. It was an incredible year for us on the homestead. So many great things happened. We thought we'd just kind of do a year in review to kind of show and tell you guys some of the things that we accomplished this year.
You know, we've been homesteading for about 6 years now, but over the last year, this in 2017 was really our first year homesteading full-time. No other employment. This is it. Just Kevin and I making it work.
Right. You know, we set some very big goals for ourselves this year. We were really surprised that most of the goals that we set for ourselves this year we were able to accomplish, or at least get you know, very far along on them. So you know, one of the first things that was important to us when we moved onto this homestead was to start being as self-sufficient as possible on food. We talk about this a lot in our videos. If you've been watching us for a while, you know that that is always priority number one for us on our homestead. We don't want to have to buy food from the store. So when we moved to our homestead, there were no areas for gardens. There was nothing like that, so we had to put that at one of the top priorities for us. So this year we were able to pick out a spot, get all the brush and blackberries and trumpet vines and everything that we're growing in that area out. And then we built a pretty big lasagna or back to Eden style garden. I believe it measures somewhere around 60 by 60 or 50 by 60, yeah. somewhere in that range. And then on top of that, we also built 9 raised bed gardens. We were
bound and determined to plant in that garden this year. You know, it was a crapshoot, honestly. We had no idea, you know, this first year gardening on the homestead, if it would be successful. We started a bunch of seeds. We ended up doing some transplants from some other people, friends, local friends. But I'll tell you that we were so surprised at the volume of food that we were able to produce for our family and to sell the excess at the farmer's market on our very first year in the homestead. We were floored. We saved a lot, I canned a lot, we froze a bunch, and we sold a bunch.
Right. You know, I think a lot of people get kind of hung up on the idea that your first year of a garden, you're not going to really be able to produce much. That just hasn't been true. We've been able to grow quite a bit of food the very first year.
Right, and one thing that we wanted to make sure that we didn't get hung up on was perfection. You know, we around here, done is better than perfect, and we have a phrase, it's called homestead perfect.
Right.
Where, you know, just get done what you can as well as you can, and then just hit it hard. We just hit the gardening hard, and it ended up being really successful for us.
And then on top of that, to keep going along with our being self-sufficient, we knew that it was important to jump right into getting animals. This year we expanded the number of rabbits that we have. We've always only had 3 or 4 rabbits at a time. This year we've now expanded to having 10 does that we're breeding all the time and 2 bucks. So we have a constant supply of rabbit meat for our family and to sell here in our local community.
Right, so not only did we expand our rabbitry in that way, but you know, we had a lot of cage building, rabbit tractors to build and things like that. So we've done a bunch of infrastructure for the rabbitry as well in 2017.
Right. Mm-hmm. Along with that, we also built our new chicken tractors this year and raised 150 Cornish Cross broiler chickens. If you guys want to see exactly how we raise those, I'll leave a link to our video series up here. I know recently there's a lot of kind of debate about the Cornish Crosses, and you know, they have health problems and they can't walk and they die of heart attacks, and I can tell you, if you follow the step-by-step plan that we've been using now for the past 6 years, we don't have any of those problems. When we get to a butcher age, They're still extremely mobile. We're not finding that they're dying of heart attacks. They're a healthy bird that just provides a good amount of meat in a very short amount of time for your family.
And you know, being full-time homesteaders and, you know, people that really just don't have money coming out of our ears, we need to find the most efficient, cost-effective ways to do things. And, you know, raising the Cornish Cross broiler chickens is the most cost-effective for our money.
Right. So on top of the chickens and the rabbits, oh, and by the way, if you want to see how we raise our rabbits, we'll leave a link to that video series up here. Sarah did a great series on how we raise our rabbits.
Speaking of rabbits and our rabbit series, another really great accomplishment this year was that we put out a cookbook of our family's favorite, 25 favorite rabbit recipes. Throughout that rabbit series, people kept saying, okay, well, now how do you cook it? How do you fix it and stuff like that? So it's been really fun to put out that cookbook and then to start a series, which we are continuing, of videos of us making those recipes. So that's been a great time.
Right, and you can find that in our Etsy shop. There will be a link below, and also a Kindle version in our Amazon store. I'll put those links below in the description. We also added ducks and geese to the homestead this year. Quite a bit earlier in the spring, we got baby geese and ducks, and as of right now, we only have ducks. And that is because we learned an extremely valuable lesson this year about geese, and that is, we don't like them. So we ended up getting rid of all of the geese. We sold them to other people around the area that enjoy having them, and that's great. And now we're down to just having the 5 ducks that we had along with the geese. In fact, they're laying almost as many eggs as our chickens are.
Right, absolutely. Speaking of layers, we did introduce a pretty sizable flock for us. We had, I think, 30 at first, and we built a run area for them to be in when we want to contain them. That run area is about 30 feet by 100 feet. And then sometimes, you know, we let them out to free range and that kind of thing. So we did build that, just the 2 of us as well, as an accomplishment.
What else? What else happened this year?
Goats.
Oh, goats. We added goats to the homestead this year, and we actually bought a very nice registered Nigerian buck and a very nice registered Nigerian doe. And the cool thing is that the doe was already pregnant when we got her, not related to the buck that we have. And when she had her first set of babies this year, she actually had 3 doelings.
Right. Yes, so instant herd. We don't need to buy any more. We have exactly what we wanted.
We also this year had our root cellar / storm shelter put in.
Yes.
Originally we had hoped that we'd be able to build something ourselves, but after doing a lot of research about it, we ended up having a company come and install that for us. But it has worked out great.
Yep.
It's an in-ground storm shelter that doubles as a root cellar. And even right now, when it's been extremely cold for the last couple weeks, it's staying at a nice constant 45 to 50 degrees down in the root cellar, and our potatoes and other root crops are just staying really, really well down there.
I think one of the best things to talk about as well, as far as accomplishments, is our harvest of deer this year. Actually, Kevin's harvest of deer on our property this year.
When we moved out here, I decided that was something I had to take very seriously as a way to be able to provide for the family. So the first year, I only got 1 deer, and that was a little discouraging. But I'm happy to report that now that the season is over this year, I ended up getting 4 deer this year, 2 bucks and 2 does, and that has gone a long way to helping fill the freezers up for this next year. So we have some big plans for 2018 for other things to raise. So well, there'll be another video coming out in a day or so that will show you what our plans are for 2018.
Yep.
So the biggest accomplishment that we've had for this year, though, without a doubt, has been starting this YouTube channel.
Yes.
We started this channel at the beginning of 2017, but we didn't really get serious about it until May. In May, we ended up going to the Baker Creek Spring Planting Festival, where we were able to connect with some other people who have YouTube channels If you're not familiar with them, Ozark Off-Grid Family and Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy, we'll leave links to their channels below, but they have been so instrumental in helping us get our YouTube channel up and running.
They immediately started encouraging us. You know, we did not feel embarrassed at all after talking with them that at that time in May we had 50 subscribers. And after, you know, some phone calls and time spent with, you know, both channels, we've really gained some confidence, gained some momentum, and we are forever thankful to them. Both families are great people.
Right. Our original plan for starting a YouTube channel was really to document our homestead for ourselves, how it progressed over time, and hopefully so that someday our kids could go back and watch, you know, the work that we did as a family and be able to see how things grew. And
to keep in touch with friends and family and stuff from, you know, Arizona that we left behind, and you know, Wisconsin, and, you know, other areas of extended family.
Right. But we never dreamed that in a year we would expand our family to 6,000 people. Yep. Who now subscribe to our channel and enjoy watching our videos. Absolutely. So we just appreciate the advice that you guys give us. We're never offended if you tell us you have a better way to do something, because
we'd like to know.
Right, and we're certainly not experts. We are just trying to figure things out as we go along. But when we figure something out and we learn a way that works well, we love to share that with you.
Right, absolutely.
So that is our year in review for 2017. We're so thankful that you guys are along to watch as our homestead expands and grows. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. And if you guys have been with us since we started at the beginning of last year, thank you so much for sticking with us. We're just so thankful to have you part of our homestead family. So until next time, thanks for stopping by the homestead. And God bless.